sitting at the seated mount position where our partner's knees are in front of the hip. There can also be low mount where the opposite is the case, where the knees are behind the hip, which is going to be a different series. So from here, if she's seated, she can hand fight. So if I try to get my frames here, she can fight my frames, and we have this hand fighting battle. So what we want to do first is we want to get the hands to the mat. So I'm going to plant one foot and I'm going to bump with the other one to quickly get the hands to the mat. At the same time, I'm going to create a frame across the hip. So we're going to have the elbow on one side and the forearm or the hand on the other side. Now this is going to block her from going to the back. Once we turn to the side, she should not be able to go to the back because of my elbow. Now the other elbow I want to tuck inside of the knee. That's why it's called the elbow escape. So if we turn a bit back. So from here, the other important thing is I need to get my leg down to the ground, because otherwise she can hide the foot under my leg and then you cannot catch the foot. So from here, I'm going to start to open the foot out. Now, if your partner's knee is a little bit high, this can be hard to do. So you might have to shrug a little bit back so my knee finds the foot, and then I start to push the foot out as far as I can with my knee. Now my other leg comes over and I'm going to find some space with my heel where I can catch and trap the foot. Now I'm going to bring my knees to my chin and my chin to my knees. Make myself very small, drive off the mat, and I'm going to use my elbow and my body to lift the knee, put myself into half guard. Now we're going to come back to the half guard. So I don't want to be cross-faced here, so I'm going to be ready to block. We hip escape, insert the knee, usually at the hip first, open it up to the shoulder, and then recover to the half guard position. If your partner already has the high mount here, it's very important, we don't want to lose the elbows here. If she manages to get the elbows over the head, now we're in a lot of trouble. So as soon as the knees come high, we're going to frame again, but now with both arms. So if I put the double frame here, it's very hard for her to catch my elbows. Now I'm going to push down with the frame and I'm going to start walking and shrugging my shoulders side to side to slide back as far as I can. Now when she's over my hip again, we can try to get the elbow inside. Now sometimes there's no space here, so you have to do a little bridge to the side, push with the elbow just enough so you can slip the elbow. And now from here, you just do the same escape again. We start to go for our elbow escape here, so I get my elbow inside, I turn to the side, but now before I'm able to catch the foot, she's going to switch to the technical mount. So she's going to switch to this position where the heel is on my hip and the knee is behind my upper back. Now it's impossible for me to catch the foot here, there's no space. So we keep the frame with the right arm and I'm going to switch to pushing primarily with my hand. So I want to focus on pushing, and then I'm going to walk my hip out to the side and turn to face my partner. Right now if I try to go, there's a lot of weight on the foot. So I have to push a little bit with my arm to take the weight to the back leg, and now I can start to go. And my first goal is just to extend this leg with my hip. Now from here I start to turn and I bring my knee inside here. Now we can start to face. If I feel my partner's coming in, I block with the knee, step on the hip, and then you can adjust yourself to the single leg X position. Just be careful here, don't go for the reap if it's not allowed. Keep the foot on the hip here and close the loop. When you escape to the single leg X here and you feel you do a good job here keeping this foot here off the ground, you can always kick your partner a bit more, step inside of the leg here, and now I take this leg back, come up to my elbow and build height. Most of the time they will stand up with you. Then we have an inside single leg situation here. You can look for a collar tie, inside trip, and then take your partner down and start to pass it up. I've built my frame here for the elbow escape, but now my partner manages to hide the foot. So if she keeps the feet together, it's impossible for me to catch the foot. In that case, we have to use the hip escape here. So we're gonna build the same frame. And now I need to get the weight off. Right now the weight is on both knees, which makes it hard to do. So I'm gonna hit a little bridge to the side. So I'm gonna bring my legs back and I'm gonna push with my right elbow while I bridge to get the weight off. Now, I want to maintain the bridge. This is the hard part here. So I'm on my toes and on my shoulder. My hip is off the ground, my elbow is tucked under. I keep the frame, and now I'm going to start walking backwards into this knee. If you feel that's not enough, you can even push with the hand here, because there's a lot of weight on this arm, she's not going to be able to dig an underhook here. Now I just walk back to split the knees apart, and then I can bring my bottom knee inside, and we're gonna establish the single leg X to escape. What happens sometimes is that your partner really drives back. So we start the same way, we bridge and off balance, we push, and we try to come in here. But now she's driving this knee to the mat here, and it's gonna be hard to establish a single leg X here, there's no space. So I'm gonna switch with this hand to the lat, and now we're gonna get both knees inside, and then we're gonna switch to the single leg X on the opposite side. When you go for the hip escape and your partner is hiding the feet, there's a problem that when you bridge, she can switch to a long hook here. So when my hip comes off the ground, she can slide this leg under, and now there's no space for me here to escape. So from here, we're gonna keep the structure and I keep pushing. Now I wanna come up onto my elbow. If I just come up here, she can reach behind my back and she's gonna put me in a horrible position there. So before we come up, I'm gonna start pushing her towards this hip here. So I'm gonna push to force her to adjust the post. Now I can come up to my elbow. If she tries to reach now, my elbow is too far away. Now I'm gonna heist my hip up, so I'm gonna throw my hips back while I keep my frame with the hip, on the hip here, like this. Very important, you wanna keep pressure on the elbow. If you forget about that, then she can start to attack the back. So once you're aligned here, establish the close guard first and then start the pass. When you start to come up to push, so I start by balancing backwards again, make her adjust the post, and we're driving here, she's gonna try to push back. Now the direction here, if I were in the beginning, she's gonna drive towards where this shoulder was in the beginning, so diagonal here. So when we're up here, she's driving her way to that direction and I'm not able to sweep her back. So we're just gonna go with it. I keep the frame here, same as with the technical mount escape, and I'm gonna just throw myself back and I'm gonna push her hip to the other side. Now we have space, we're gonna insert the knee and establish single leg X.